Hey, welcome back. Congratulations on creating your Google account. So now you're ready to kind of get started on actually setting really the foundation, validating your site, getting it submitted to the search engines, and really start on that path of getting you organically found on the internet. Okay. So first thing we need to do now that we've got our Google account, again, it's now just time to start up your Webmaster tools. Okay. So all you need to do is just go to any screen, right? Type in Webmaster tools. Any search box, Google search box, okay? First thing that's going to pop up is Google Webmasters, resources to track website and searches, right? And that's going more in depth into what the Search Console really is about, right? It's linking Google into your website and indexing it every single page and all the information on it so it can be found on the Google Search Network as well as the search partners. And again, anybody who's actually connecting to the Google search engine via API as well. Okay, so this is how your website really gets organically ranked as well. So it's very, very important to get it properly validated and verified with Google to even get started on showcasing your products and services on the web. Now, the other aspect of Webmaster Tools that's really cool is the Search Console and some of the actual analytic information that also gives valuable information on how your website's being found online, what terms it's showing up on, how people are finding you, and so on. So I'm going to cover a little bit of that, but we actually go more in depth in that in the Google accelerated program that we have at the end of the course as well. We'll give you a special offer just for sticking with us on this course. But I want to dive into these free resources first so we can really start setting that foundation and getting you on your way and making some money online. So first of all, once we found our Webmaster tools, we're going to go into the Search Console, right? Click on that. Now, since I'm already signed in with my Google account up here, it's already associating Webmaster Tools with me, right? You may actually have to go back. If you'll see on this page, there's a sign in button here, right? But it's automatically going to sign me in since I'm up here. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is, again, you need to validate. So my domain is https cg.agency.com. Okay. Now you see how it, oh wait. They just literally want the domain in there, right? So it's cg.agency.com is my domain. Actually, it's not even .com. Getting used to the agency aspect of things. But it's basically cg.agency, right? So all I got to do is hit continue here. And this is going to start the verification process. And what this is doing is it's basically connecting Google Search Console with your website and validating that you're the owner of it, you're the person who has control over it, and that it's actually your actual website. Okay. So one of the ways that you have to do that is you actually have to go in to your DNS. So for me, it's going to be GoDaddy. Okay. So I've already got my GoDaddy up here in my products. Okay. You have to go down through your domains. Let's see, where's my CG website? Let's see. View all. Click there. To go down here to this, CG agency. And go down to my DNS service, right? So that's right here. Once I'm in the DNS, right, just like the instructions tell me, right, I got to copy the text record below in the DNS configuration for CG8 and then verify, right? Sign into your domain provider, GoDaddy, or Namecheap and do that, right? There's a couple different options that they have in here as well, right? So if you have any of these providers, all you got to do is do this, okay? Go in here, start verification process. It's very simple. It'll ask you to sign in. And you do that. We're going to do this the manual way, which is actually going in here to the text verification, right? All you need to do is hit add. Go in here, put a text record in there. All right. And then your text value. And you can leave it as the default. As you see, I've already done it here in the verification aspect of things, but all you have to do is save this. So since we're validating this under a new account, all right, Hasn't shown me yet. So you got to give it a couple minutes, right? We can sit here and twiddle our thumbs. And you do this and it'll verify it. Okay. As you can see, ownership has been verified. And then we go to the property. Okay. Now, as you go into this dashboard over here, I'm going to move myself over here in the corner. So this is welcome to your new property. As you see all through here, you've got basically what your domain performance is, right? So once we start getting some new traffic on the site, then you're going to see what the queries were, right? This is search terms, right? So how did you show up? You're going to see what pages were the most popular, what countries were the most popular. Also devices, search appearance, and dates. Now, this is different because this is actual search behavior before they got to your website outside of your ads. Okay, so it's very, very valuable. This is that other piece. Like you really have about 3 different pieces of tracking, right? If you're running ads, you're going to have the tracking piece that actually comes from the ad networks and the platforms. You're going to have your tracking on your site, and then you're going to have your organic traffic. Like, how is the organic traffic finding me? Now, you have those statistics in your analytics, which we're going to teach you how to set up in the next module here. But as far as understanding how your organic presence in and the actual queries and pages and more in-depth information, that's what your search console is for. Incredibly valuable tool. You also have some coverage in here of like, what you're basically showing up for, how you're validated. You always need to upload your sitemap here as well once you get done with it. As you see, we don't have one in there. We got 2 errors. And all you have to do is just put your sitemap URL. I'm probably going to make a video as well later on. Keep out if you're part of our Facebook group. Keep an eye out for that. I'm going to do some domain stuff and some sitemap registry here in the next few weeks. So security manuals, right? This is more in-depth stuff. This is not really stuff you'll really even ever mess with, right? And links. This is something that's kind of valuable because it shows basically you're linking back to your overall website, right? So you have this many backlinks, this many validated links, and so on. So that's the search console, right? It's a pretty easy tool. There's not really a whole lot to do in here that you actively do. It's literally just metrics and information that is being fed into your console based off of how your website is interacting with the organic search network, right? And that includes Google, it includes all their other search partners, and then, like I said, any other API networks or websites that are actually using their API to import that suggested data. So that's a really, really easy part of actually getting found online. But this is probably one of the most integral parts when you're talking about like setting up Google. You're talking about setting up, anything online, getting indexed online. This is the first step in doing that, is actually setting up your Webmaster tools and your search consoles so that Google can actually validate that you own your website, that it's not fraudulent, right? That you have all the necessary privacy policies, terms, and security features so that their customers are protected, and then ultimately that they're listing you in the proper way, right? They want to see through your search map and being able to actually, put firsthand eyes on your website and the back end of it to validate that it's a good consumer experience for their actual marketplace, right? Because at the end of the day, any of these pages, like I've told you before in the previous videos, doesn't matter whether you're talking about Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the ultimate goal at the end of the day and how they've survived and how they grow in this marketplace is by creating a valuable consumer experience. A quality consumer experience will take your business through the moon, and it's ultimately as well focus on that whenever you're building out anything subsequently after this video to make sure that you're building a long-term approach, right? The applications that we're talking about creating content within the groups and actually setting your website up with proper validation. These things are basically the little check marks that all of these search networks and platforms have to have in order to show you or be able to promote you on their sites. If you're missing any one of those check marks or anyone at anyone's in time becomes an X, then they're going to mark that and they put it kind of in your permanent record, right? If you're a little kid or anything and they were ever telling you that, oh, this is going to go on your permanent record in school, don't think that doesn't happen, okay? Google, Facebook, Yahoo, all of them keep permanent records over all the IP addresses and all the websites that interact with their sites. So the faster that you get into these processes and validate your website, put all the necessary material on there to make sure that you're on the up and up and they can validate that you're going to provide a good quality consumer experience, the faster you can get start making money online. So hope this video was valuable for you. We're going to jump into the next module here where we're going to start doing Google My Business and get you found on the largest directory on the net. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for sticking with me. This is Nelson again.